Right here on Majic 102.3, the DMV's home for R&B, VJ in the midday. And when a special guest rolls up in here, I get excited, and it's a quadruple threat. That's what I'm going to say. Actress, singer, producer, podcast host, co-owner of DC Power FC, women's soccer team, and you know her as Fatima on BET Sistas, and the hit spinoff Fatima, and the powerhouse behind the inspiring podcast. Keep it positive, sweetie. Yes. Chatting with stars like Sierra, Tina Knowles, Tyler Perry. You know, she's unstoppable. The multi-talented Crystal Renee Hayslett.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I am doing so good. You came up in here just radiant, okay? First of all, it's a lot of wins going on over
God
there.
Is good.
Yes, you're acting, you're singing, hosting a podcast, and all the things. Sis, what vitamins are you taking? Because we need...
I have a good multivitamin, yes, listen, and a lot of water.
Yes.
And rest. You know, I think that's something we neglect sometimes because we're so busy, but... Go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
Not partying all night.
No.
And yeah, because you got to handle business.
Yes.
So were you always a hustler, like with multiple projects going on at once? Was that something that was important to you?
Absolutely. Even like take it back to when I worked here on Capitol Hill, living in DC. I had a part-time job at Up Against the Wall on the weekends.
I was a manager at Up Against the Wall.
Which
right?
one?
Georgia Avenue. I worked with Al.
Yes.
Okay, so I was assistant manager there. And I worked at the one in Georgetown. And I'll take it all the way back because I actually used to work in the office at Command to Salamander.
Wow.
So, you know, that's the original story.
Wow. I was at Pentagon City on the weekends. It was so much fun. But yeah, like I like to stay busy. So yeah, I've always had a hustle mentality for sure.
For sure. Now, you know, I know a little bit about your story and just starting off going to the ATL and you were doing a lot of styling. Can you talk about the early stages of when you first went there? Did you already know that you wanted to get into acting and TV and that whole thing? Was that always the goal?
That was always the goal. When I decided to make the move, I had a lot of friends in Atlanta that were thriving. And I was like, if my friends can do it, I can do it. And I feel like Atlanta is one of those places where whatever you put your mind to, you can do it.
Yeah.
And I went down there.
And you're from the area, so we have that.
Yes, yes. I'm from Tennessee, and like moving here, I really found myself in DC. So it really put that battery in my back. And I went down there and just hit the ground running. It was tough, you know. It wasn't like an easy transition. Not at all, you know, but with hard work, determination, and just staying focused, I was able to succeed.
Do you get people who think that it was, like you were around this person or you were put in that place? And, you know, whenever something great happens and it just seems like it was overnight in a sense, you know, people have that misconception. But can you talk about a time where you may have taken an L, but you didn't give up?
Yeah.
You were able to get back up and keep pushing.
Yes. I got told no for 10 years. My overnight success took 10 years.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like, those L's were constant, you know, and even after you've made it, you're still constantly trying to prove yourself for the next role, you know, so it doesn't stop. I feel like moving to Atlanta and pursuing this was setting myself up to have the thickest skin ever, because in this industry, you're going to be told no a million times.
Yeah.
But if this is what you know you're supposed to do, what you're born to do, you just keep pushing until you get that yes.
And did you start giving input, like writing on Sistas first?
Yeah, so after I styled Tyler for 5 years, costume design for 5 years at Tyler Perry Studios, we were sitting down having lunch, and I became a producer of Sistas. So
and that's huge.
Huge, yeah. So the input of, like, in the very beginning and even the seasons that Tyler wrote, he would call and say, all right, what's going on? What you got going on? And like we would give our stories of how it is to date in Atlanta. Ghetto. Ghetto.
Is it? No, but do you really like date, Crystal? 'Cause, I mean, now it's kind of hard. Like they be like,
hard.
oh, y'all know that's the girl from.
Right. It's so hard.
Yeah, I seen Crystal over at.
Right. I was just having this conversation with a friend of mine and talking about how like just going to get lunch or like being seen with somebody or like I'm filming a movie and I may want to invite my co-star out.
Yeah.
I can't do that because immediately it's going to turn to, oh, that's who he's talking to now. It's like, no, we're just filming a movie and we're just hanging out because we're stuck here for a month, you know? So having to be cognizant of that and either not caring because you know what it is or just not even giving people something to take and make a rumor out of. But
did fame kind of catch you off guard? Because on one hand, you know, when you go to Atlanta, you know, you're Crystal, you're the homegirl, you go, you know, you can move about, you go into the grocery store yourself, but now, you know, you're under a microscope. And so how did that shift change how you move, you know, moving forward?
It's crazy because my fame came during COVID. So for the first year of me being quote unquote famous, I was in a mask. Nobody could recognize me. So I was able to like float and move through and just live like it. I was like, oh, this is great, you know? But it wasn't until I was in the grocery store. I was in Target before.
I see you caught yourself. Okay.
That was 2020. Okay.
Let's be clear.
And I was talking to my dad on the phone and somebody came around and was like, are you Fatima? They knew my voice. And I was like, so now I can't talk with the mask on, you know? But when I took it off, just adjusting to how I move, like making sure that I'm watching, making sure nobody's trailing me home.
That part.
Making sure, because sometimes
people get confused with your character versus who you are. Everyday real life, right? And so do you get that people are like associating you with the things that happen on the show? Like, why did you? Because I'm gonna tell you, with somebody, I ain't gonna put her out there. When you were gonna come in, she was like, and ask her, why did she? I was like, you know, that's not her, right?
Yeah, that is so funny. Yes, I am Fatima to a lot of people, and I'm like, that is not me.
It's not really me, y'all.
Yeah.
So, what do you love most about your character, though?
Oh man, I love that she's a ride or die. She is a loyal friend. She's gonna tell you the truth. She'll get with you if she has to. You know, but even we're in season 9 now. That's crazy to say.
That is so amazing, though.
Yes, because
shows don't.
They don't.
Hey,
not
a lot.
The shelf life of a show is normally like 5 to 6 seasons. So to be in season 9 with hopes of more to come, it is just a huge blessing. But I love the evolution of Fatima. Like, she's not where she was when we first met her in 2019, you know, or 2020 when the show first came out. But the growth and even of all the characters, and I love that people can watch the show and like take a little bit from each of us and be like, I'm a little Andy, I'm a little bit of Danny, I'm a little bit of Sabrina, I'm a little bit of Karen and Fatima. So I love that we can all see ourselves in each of the characters.
Okay, well listen, we got to get into so much more because I want to know how the spinoff came about. I want to talk about the podcast. I want to talk about your other projects going on. So you got to sit tight. Keep it right here, y'all. Listen, Crystal Renee in the building. In conversation with the multi-talented Crystal Renee Hayslett. Now, you know, we were talking about Sistas and, you know, how that role came about and what you love about the character, but I want to ask about the spinoff because, I mean, I was just like, wow, like this is so huge, you know, for you. How did the spinoff happen? And was that always your goal when you started on Sistas?
Wow, no, just to get on Sistas was the goal. I like to say that God will blow your mind, and he did exactly that. I remember the day DeVal, who plays Zach, we were sitting on the foot of Fatima's bed on set. Tyler walked past us, and then he kind of like stopped in his tracks, backed up and looked at us. He goes, I like this. And we looked at each other and we were like, DeVal called it. He's like, we about to get our own show. And literally a few months later, we heard whispers on set and they were like, Zatima's. We're like, what? They're like, we just got a new production calendar and Zatima's on it. We were like, what? Yeah.
So nobody really came to you?
No, it was like a whole like surprise.
That was a great surprise.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
And so what has been the best part about having your own spinoff? Because then you have different characters, you know, different plots and things like that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's not the same as Sistas.
No, it's not at all. We get to lead our show.
Yeah.
Val and I take it very serious. The energy, like even how you felt when we walked in, I want everyone to feel like that walking into work when we are shooting, from the PAs to all the way to the president. When they come, people like, oh my God, we just love working with you guys.
Yeah.
We wanted to put that energy out, and then just to have an input on who's on our show. Like when we were creating the characters, and Tyler was like, who do you think we should have for this? Pulling in Jasmine Brown, Watch Jazzy to play Deja. Nzinga had been on All the Queen's Men. We brought her on to play my best friend. It was so many, and then DeVal had pushed I think it was Giviad, because he had known him from acting school back in the day. So we were able to have a lot of input. And then when it comes to the storylines, we can say like, hey, we really feel like our characters should do this. We're really in tune with our fan base. We know what they want. So we're able to tell the writers, hey, let's take it this way. And we have some amazing people that are working behind the scenes. So it's been dope to have the input and to be able to create something that is becoming a cult classic.
And that sounds so dope, especially to have input on that. And then, you launching your podcast, Keep It Positive, Sweet. I feel like you got to say it with a little too, because I know it's a positive type of, but it's like, keep it positive.
And that's exactly what it was. Keep it positive, sweetie. Don't do that.
And so this is a space for healing and growth, and to really have like real conversations. How much input did you have? And I'm sure you took the lead on everything, but from the set design, because this is not like, okay, we about to just start this podcast in the basement. Shout out to people who started in the basement and just did it. But when you see the production of Keep It Positive, Sweetie, it looks very intentional.
Very intentional. We started off actually not in the basement, but we started in my living room.
Yeah.
And
that was cute. So.
It was, and I love, and I felt like that was a safe space for me to start, even for me to get comfortable doing it, embarking on a new territory. But it got so big, and you can't just have anyone in your home, and then people want to bring managers and entourages, and I'm like, I might be cool with you, but I don't know everybody to bring them into my home, so we had to find a space. And shout out my manager, Ashana. She built this beautiful set that had the same aesthetic as my home to make it feel like home. And we took that set and we can move it. We take it to live shows. We do all the things. But I was very intentional about creating a space that people felt comfortable in. The same intentionality that I put into my home that made people comfortable enough to open up on the set. I wanted to bring that with us to the office. So,
and you had so many heavy hitters, that came through from, we talked about Miss Tina Knowles and Coco Jones and, Tyler Perry, just opening up on your show. What were some things that surprised you about the conversations that you had? Was it the vulnerability, the openness that people were willing to share?
Yeah, absolutely. Mama Tina, like, you don't really hear her talk a lot. We see her, she's always supporting everyone, and she'll do her jokes on Instagram and stuff, and you'll always see her out looking fabulous. But to really know who she is at her heart, that was before her memoir. So to get her on was amazing. Just learning her journey and her faith and the things that she went through as Destiny's Child was growing. And then she has 2 amazing daughters and then her bonus daughters. It was just beautiful to hear the story of her journey. And then Tyler opening up about things that we hadn't even talked about. So it was really cool to hear their stories. And actually, I remember Tyler and I, we were somewhere and people were talking about the podcast. And he was like, I'm just wondering when you're going to ask me to come on. And it was...
Were you like, really? Would you come on?
Well, I was going to ask him, but I wanted to wait until, it's Tyler, it's big brother, it's mentor. I want to make sure if you're coming in here, it's got to be right. So I wanted to get all the kinks out. But he came in and he was super proud and he gave me his stamp. So
the Tyler Perry stamp is definitely what you need. And, you're all about faith and confidence and stepping into, your purpose. And for women who are listening right now, who may be, stuck or unsure about their next move, what is your sweetie listen message to them?
It's so funny you asked me this. I had another young lady that's saying, like, I feel like God's giving me this vision, I'm just afraid to step out and do it. And I always say that if you feel like God has planted something in you, all he's waiting on you to do is take the step. He's going to guide you the rest of the way. Stop second guessing yourself. Stop overthinking everything. Just do it and just start, because if you don't start, somebody else is. You're going to be looking up like, I had that idea. I should. No, don't. The shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Because we get stuck in that cycle, you know, and once you start getting into your head, as someone told me, you're behind enemy lines. And so,
That's
you know, you're going
good.
to talk yourself out of it every
Yes,
single time.
you will.
So talk about your upcoming projects, the things that you're working on right now, things that you're excited about.
Yes, I'm so excited. Actually, the closest thing we have next Saturday, November 22nd, I'll be right here in Washington, D.C., doing a live Keep It Positive Sweetie show at Capitol Turnaround. We are going to turn up. I'm telling you guys, get your tickets now because you never know who's going to pop out at a Keep It Positive Sweetie live show. I'm telling you, don't have FOMO. Just get there because it's going to be so good. I have that. I'm producing now. So I just finished filming a project in Houston that I'll be able to talk about soon, but that was amazing. It was a character that really stretched me. And it was surrounding the topic of Stockholm Syndrome, dealing with domestic violence.
Yeah.
So something that I really wanted to hone in on and honor women who have gone through that, and then also give hope to women that are going through it and trying to figure out how to get out of that situation.
Yes.
So yeah, really creating content that I want to see, meaningful content. So which is why I'm getting more into my producer bag.
Yeah, and I love that for you. And it's so great to see you excel in your journey. And I thank you for your authenticity and everything that you do. Let everyone know where they can get tickets for the live show.
Yes, get your tickets today at www.crystalreneehayslett.com. We still have a few meet and greet tickets left that you can buy as an add-on to your main ticket. I would love to meet you guys. Please come through. It's going to be an amazing time. Please come. I'll see you guys on Saturday, November 22nd. We're also doing, I'm a part owner of DC Power, women's soccer team here. We're going to do like a game night and go to a game on Friday night. So pull up to the game too. Like,
listen,
we
y'all
outside all
gonna
weekend.
have to follow Crystal on social media. Give me your social media because you got things.
We got a lot going on. Yes, follow me at Love, LUV, Crystal Renee on all social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all the things.
Yes. Thank you for your energy and wish you nothing but success. And when you come back into town, whenever you're in town, you know this is home for you. So you can always stop by.
It feels like home, even being with you. I love your energy.
Thank you. Yes. Crystal Renee, y'all. Majic 102.3, the DMV's home for R&B.